Hi, Scott Orlin with Cinema-Magazin. There is a new film coming your way called 4 More Days, and I'm here with two of the people who are actually the foundation and inspiration for that movie, Amanda Wendler and Libby Alexander. And in the movie, when you see it, they will be played by Glenn Close and Mila Kunis. So let's kind of start with that. How surreal is it watching aspects of your life, and all of a sudden you see Glenn Close and Mila Kunis saying words or doing actions that you actually did?
Unreal. I mean, it just, when I first seen the film and seeing Mila portray me, I mean, it was just amazing. I mean, I can't even believe that this even happened. You know what I mean? And I'm just so proud of, her and the film. I'm so proud of it. So yeah, it was amazing feeling. Yeah, I mean, I'm just floating. I'm just so happy that this story got out there.
Libby, did you have any chance to actually sit down with Glenn Close and talk about any idiosyncrasies or characteristics of yours that maybe she wanted to embody?
We did a Zoom call together, and she asked me some questions, and really the way she got me just from that phone call, I was just like, wow, she's amazing.
I want you to talk about this. Kind of started back in 2016 with a Washington Post article that your story was first, shared with the world. How precarious was that truthfulness on your part to share the story at that point? Now it's being made into a movie, but I'm going to talk about those baby steps of even having a newspaper guy write about you.
Well, when he first approached me to, follow me around and document my life, at first I felt a little bit of shame, because just addiction is not, it's not pretty. So when I know that it was going to be for the world to see, I was a little hesitant, but then I thought about it, and I knew my story could actually help a lot of people. So, it was a little nerve-wracking to put out there everything, that comes along with addiction. But, I just plowed through because I knew it would help. Even if it just helps one person hearing my story, then, I feel great about it. So, just the journey, it was a little nerve-wracking, and just sharing my intimate life, my personal life, my struggles, everything. It was just, like I said, it was just hard, but then, like I said, the reason I just want to help people, so I'm glad I did it.
But not only did you have to live through this experience, that initial time, this mother-daughter story of dealing with a child's addiction, but watching the movie, living through it again. As you viewed the movie, were there things that you picked up about your relationship that were like, oh, I didn't realize that at the time?
With me and my mother, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I always knew that she supported me. She always, so watching the movie, I did see more of the pain and the hurt that I've caused her, because, when you're in active addiction, it's a very selfish disease. So I didn't really truly realize just the impact of my addiction had on her. And when I found out, like, she was staying up all hours of the night, worrying about me, it was it impacted me. Because, like I said, I was very selfish in my active addiction. So, seeing the movie, and just, it all coming, full circle, so I did see, I did learn all the pain and the suffering that I caused her.
I have to share with you, Libby, one sequence in the movie reminded me, I don't know if you ever saw Terms of Endearment, but that scene where Shirley MacLaine comes out and demands, take care of my daughter, you're not giving her what she needed. How much of a mother bear did you have to become to take care of your daughter?
Honestly, I've dealt with the medical community. They do not treat people that suffer from this disease compassionately at all. And I have followed some nurses out into the hallways, and explain to them, my daughter wasn't a drug addict until the doctor got done with her. So you need to treat her with some respect, because honestly, it was your profession that created this, and not just her, a lot of them. I had that conversation many times dealing with doctors and nurses. Yeah.
What kind of
So
conversation? Because I thought I thought that was one of the most powerful moments in the movie, when the doctor is in that room with you guys and you're like, you guys started this. You put her on Oxycontin. You gave her 75 pills when she had a knee sprain or something. And I thought, what type of conversation do we need to have? And movies can help facilitate that, about cause and effect, about just something as little as handing somebody a pill and what damage it can do in the bigger picture.
Yeah, and exactly. And for the longest time, it's not like that now, but Amanda had so many doctors at 18 years old, because once they turn 18, you can't monitor their medical care anymore. So when she turned 18, she had all these doctors that were willing to write her opiate pain medication prescriptions for no good reason. There was no good reason to do that. And they did it. They did it for money. I said, I have more respect for a street drug dealer, because they don't know what they're doing, than these doctors that did this. They participated in this.
I love another part of the movie that I thought was very impactful is when Mila's character goes to talk to the school, and that one girl, very smug, kind of, well, why didn't you just stop? I mean, why couldn't you do it? Do people misunderstand what addiction is? And this was drug addiction, but there could be a myriad of other types of addictions. There almost seems to be an ignorance about society, about what it can do to the system.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Do you want to go? Okay. Yeah. So when that girl said that, I mean, it's just mind-blowing, because a lot of people, I mean, do view it like that. Addiction is a disease. It takes over your mind. It takes over. I mean, I would never, ever think about doing some of the things I have done to seek drugs if I wasn't addicted. It is a disease. It is not, we're not bad people, we're sick people. And that's why I want everybody to understand, it is a disease, it's a sickness, it's an illness. Just because we're addicted to something doesn't mean we're bad people, we're shameful people. We need to remove that darkness, that stigma, around addiction. And just, make people more aware that, it's a sickness, it's a disease, but it is treatable and recovery is possible.
A big plot spoiler here is both of them are okay after you see the movie. They're here with us now, so that's a very good thing. But where are you today? I mean, is your relationship as the best it's ever been? I mean, having gone through this experience, the relationship now between mother and daughter, has it brought you to a new level?
Yes.
We have a strong relationship. We do. I'll let you go, Amanda.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say that I couldn't do it without my mother, but the support that she showed me, just every step of the way, she was there for me. And with her support, I was able to push through this. And our relationship from 5 years ago till today, today it is amazing. She's not worried to answer the phone for me. She knows when I'm calm, we're just having a normal conversation like mother and daughter should. We're doing mother and daughter things that, normal people do. And it's just amazing. I have, my mother is my best friend. And it truly does break my heart, that I put her through that. But just to get to the other side, and now I kind of feel like maybe I went through all that to this point, to get to this point, for me and her to help others still, suffering.
And not only the suffering too, I think for anybody who's even contemplating it, looking at the physicality of Mila and, with what it did to her teeth, what it did to her skin, what it did to her, all aspects of her, of how she looked, her demeanor. But you actually went through that. Yeah. Did you see yourself that way when you looked in the mirror? Did you see what we see? Or is there something about an addict that they have a different view of themselves?
No, when I was younger, I was beautiful. I modeled. And then, as the years went by, I seen myself, deteriorating. And actually, I stopped looking in the mirror. Yeah, I did not like that person. I didn't recognize that person. So when I looked in the mirror, the few times that I did look in the mirror, I just didn't recognize that person. That's not me looking back at me. So it was, yeah, you know, it was really hard to, you know, see that progression and see, you know, where what I did to my body. You know, it was awful.
And then a last question for you. Obviously, this is not the first film or TV show to ever deal with addiction, and it won't be the last. But have you gone back now, and have there been other films, and hopefully this will be a showcase, that you think have gotten it right, or have you seen some that go, God, they just got it wrong?
Offhand, I really can't think of any films. Well, I mean, the few that I have, I think they have gotten it wrong because, I mean, it's not so cut and dry. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how to explain this. So it wasn't real to me. The few films that I have seen, it wasn't, you know, it's not as easy to go get clean. It's, you know, to get help, you know, it's not easy at all, you know, to just jump in a rehab, where the few films I've seen, you know, they're suffering from addiction, then they get help and then they're fine. It's not that cut and dry. It's not that easy, but it is doable, and it is very possible. But I think this film, our film, 4 Good Days, it really does shine the light on, you know, all areas of it, you know. And I think, I mean, this film really shined a light on it, and it should be a, you know.
And Libby, thank you so much for sharing your story and for allowing Glenn and Mila to kind of inhabit these characters, because it's incredibly powerful, and hopefully it's going to save some more lives too, as it saved yours. So,
that's why we. So
thank you so much. And
thank you.
Movie is called 4 More Days, and this is Scott. Till next time.
Scott, I taught